Hello again, everyone. Welcome back. It's Big Poppa T-Mo. We are playing No Man's Sky. We are currently on the space station of our second section, and I was just showing off the change in the analog visualizer C-class analysis visor upgrade. This is basically going to give us a fauna of plus 1011%. And so basically we need to scan as many animals as we can possibly find. They're going to be worth so much more than the 1,000 units that they were before. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump back in our ship. We're going to check our current quest. We have awakenings. We got to find some clues. There's a signal being broadcast out there. We need to return to our scientists and return to the overseer, but we are here. So let's go check out this awakenings anomalous signal detected. It is telling us that we need to go take a look at a local planet. Look at this. There is a monolith, there is a drop pod, and there is an ancient ruin. Not to mention something else hiding behind there that we can't quite see. But the first thing we want to do is we want to, well, we've already scanned Methy, the name of the planet. But is that a moon for Methy? Now, one of the quirks of this game that I've figured out is that sometimes it doesn't want to center on the planet. So if you switch back to the inside view, it centers so much easier. So that is the icy moon, frost crystal, copper dioxide, sodium, and ancient bones. Interesting. And while we're currently up here, let's go ahead and take a look at our other planets. Big old unknown planet. That's a Hymol planet, frost crystal, copper dioxide, and sodium. And then there's another one back out over here. Let's zip around the side. Can we see it yet? Or is it hidden behind? One over here. Unknown planet. CS Beta. Barren planet, cactus flesh, copper, pyrite, and sodium. And one of the things I did want to do is, while we are in this, let's go to our galaxy view. And this is what I totally neglected to do before we even jumped here. If you look, you see the star system, and it has 4 planets. And we have currently seen 3, so we are missing a planet. Because that is 1, 2, with a moon. 3, there are 2 planets here. There's 1 behind this one. So let's go ahead and we're going to pulse jump a little bit around it. It's not like we're going to get any money off of this or anything, but I like to just see what's in the system we're in. There it is. Look at that big ring planet in the back. Unknown planet. It's an arid planet with salvageable scrap, selenium, copper, phosphorus, and sodium. Not where we need to be at the moment, though. We need to go right there. So now that we've moved a little bit, we can also see that that's the crashed freighter that we found the directions for. We're going to try and focus on the planetary outpost. Zoom on in there. Got a 40-second journey. We've already cleaned up our inventory and everything, so there's nothing to do there. So smoke them if you got them, and we'll be there in 30 seconds. A little bit of dead air there for us. I was hitting on my vape. I don't smoke anymore, thank goodness. The vape is still not healthy. Got to get off of that next. But at least I haven't had a cigarette in a while. So we're going to hit the atmosphere. We're going to hit the boosters. And as always, we're going to do a barrel roll. Just kind of my thing. Coming into a trading post, we haven't seen one of these yet, so this is going to be educational. Let's slow down a little bit, and you'll see that there are 5 landing pads, one of which is illuminated. We're actually going to skitter off to the side a little bit so that we don't accidentally try and tag the base again when we land. Now when you land on these pads, you'll notice there's already ships flying in. These are great places to visit with lots of merchants. So our weather here is blissful. Haven't heard that. That's interesting. Let's go ahead and we're going to grab this rusted metal off of here and grab whatever's in this box real quick. Another Gek relic. That'll come in useful when we get to a Gek system. Until then, just taking up space in the inventory. And another Gek relic. And we're in a Corvaxian system, so we're going to get a lot of Explorer class ships. Yeah, that's what that one is there. Now, just to show you guys what an Explorer looks like, these ships are basically designed for lots of hopping around. They have some pretty interesting skins. I'm actually very fond of them. This is a 23 slot C-class. It gives you the added bonus for the hyperdrive, so you get more jumps for hyperdrive fuel for less of a cost. This technology one has 6 slots, and let's take a look at the price. It's 2.5 million for the exchange. That's not too bad. Notice how it comes with a hyperdrive. It has itself a deflector shield. It also has the efficiency thrusters, so it's actually cheaper to lift off every time as well. Not a bad one to have if you're going to be hopping around the galaxy for a little while. Hey, we got a fighter coming in here. That's a B-25-4. And up there we have a shuttle. 24/7. Common numbers. And a B-25-4. Let's see what this guy actually has to sell. It's the Hyper Defeat engineering entity. Let's actually see the buy. Now, every time you're in a faction system, the Corvax will sell you the Corvax casings and the Corvax convergence cubes. They normally have the launch fuel. Sometimes they have tritium, cactus flesh, and selenium. These are the things that change the most, these bottom 3. So, those are local plant matter. We don't currently need any of those. So we're going to go ahead and bypass this and go right over to our quest giver. He's probably looking at me going, hey, look, it's a short, fat snowman in a snowsuit. Likelihood of travel or nominee now beyond 2 standard deviations. Suggest further aid. Blueprint offered. Unlike the other life forms I have met so far, this one speaks in a language I understand, and yet I cannot comprehend their meaning. They speak as if they do not know what they are saying, as if their mind is not their own. Alien offers me a blueprint, a means to construct my own antimatter. I will gladly take that. I take it. Whoever's leaving the trail has some design, but what it is I cannot fathom. There is nothing to do but continue to follow. And antimatter takes 25 chromatic metal and 20 condensed carbon. Now, one of the really cool things about these trading stations, if we had the materials to do it, we could drop any one of these items, including portable refiner. So if we had some copper, we could actually make the chromatic metal, but we don't, alas. So we're going to talk to people real quick. As with many of their kind, this correct projects lights from around their visor, but as I look more closely, I see they are not just random patterns. They have created a tiny perfect hologram of the local star system. Compliment. Correx nods before altering the projection slightly, highlighting the planet closest to the space station. Perhaps I should investigate. Perhaps I should. Alright, it's telling me that we need to create that, so we're actually going to have to go find copper. Very rarely will you find that from a vendor. Corvax looks at me briefly before beginning to drum their fingers on the surface in front of them. Beat a rhythm. It's a whole bunch of binary code. Let's go ahead and tap some back at him. To reply my own, my fingers moving the shell in some subconscious rhythm. Hearing the corrects looks at me with alarm. I leave, disconcerted. Priest Entity Opry is just sitting here looking out into space, speaking a bunch of gobbledygook. Star of the electronic life form from the work, they greet me politely, but when they see my boltcaster, they begin to vibrate with fear. The entity's voice quavers, and their mask slowly turns to a single dilated red light. They clearly want to get back to their research work, but they are too terrified to look away from me. The more I try to calm them, the more the poor thing convulses with fear. Gonna go ahead and insist that I come in peace. Suddenly wipes, shell reboots, and with new entity in place of the other, the replacement entity ignores me. Well, my Corvaxian has decreased. That kind of sucks. What have we here? B27.5. Just got pretty lights on it. Maybe it's just that it's nighttime and all lit up, but I've never noticed the lights on them like that before. I'm going to go ahead and take a look and see what they have to sell. Tritium, residual goop, and Starball. Nothing really useful. Hyuga Observer 2. Nice little shuttle. Let's see what they have to sell. Copperite, silver, and tritium. You know what I hadn't done? I didn't actually look at that hauler. It's a 30 and 4. Yes, I have a thing for haulers. Forgive me. We didn't check the terminal here. Or at least I don't think we did. No, there's definitely no copper for sale at this location. Another neat Explorer. It's an 18.4. So since we're here and the weather is blissful, we're going to go ahead and scan some things. We're going to do it from up here real quick, just because we can. Paraffinium deposit, sodium deposit, an artifact, buried technology module, copper deposit, and an artifact. I believe we're going to go for a walk. Be careful when you're jumping off that you don't just go splat. It does hurt. And we're going to have to figure out how to get back up there because they don't have stairs. Now what I'm kind of hoping is that we can find a critter. We really, really want a critter. There is some hostile flora here that doesn't like us. Let's go ahead and tag that artifact first. And then we're going to head over this way to that buried technology module first. And maybe run across some critters in the meantime. Get a bearing on where we're going. Unidentified mineral. Let's go ahead and scan that. It's only going to give us probably 200, but 200 is 200. We're going to scan the plant. See what that gives us. Gives us 512. That's our regular. Oh, I see critters. Here's what I wanted to do. Ooh, there's some big critters out there. Let's get this little guy out here first. Oh, these plants are in the way. I want to do the fauna, not the flora. Come on, I want to see what... Oh my goodness. There we go. It's a crab. Look at that, 10,140 units.